What are the current federal gun laws under the Second Amendment? Imagine a world where your right to own a firearm is protected by law, but also carefully regulated to keep everyone safe. That's the balance the Second Amendment aims for. The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution says, "A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, shall not be infringed." This means people have the right to own guns, but it's not an unlimited right. Courts have clarified that this right is for lawful purposes like self-defense, hunting, or sport shooting. Still, federal, state, and local laws set the rules on how, when, and where you can carry or use firearms. At the federal level, two major laws shape gun rights today. The first is the Gun Control Act of 1968. It set basic rules for who can buy and own guns. For example, it prohibits convicted felons, people with domestic violence convictions, and those judged mentally ill from owning firearms. It also requires licensed gun dealers to follow strict rules. The second is the Brady Handgun Violence Prevention Act of 1993. It created the National Instant Criminal Background Check System, or NICs. When you buy a gun from a licensed dealer, this system checks your background instantly to see if you have a criminal record or mental health issues that disqualify you. Federal law also controls certain types of firearms and accessories. Fully automatic machine guns, short-barreled rifles, and silencers are heavily regulated under the National Firearms Act of 1934. These items requiring special registration and approval from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives. Accessories like bump stocks have faced changing rules, especially after court rulings and agency decisions. Carrying guns in public is mostly regulated by state law, but federal rules restrict carrying guns in certain places. You cannot carry a firearm into federal buildings, schools, or airports. Some states requiring permits for carrying a gun openly or concealed. These permits often involve background checks and safety training. If someone loses their right to own a gun because of a conviction or mental health issue, federal law allows them to apply to the Department of Justice for the right to be restored. Each case is reviewed carefully to ensure public safety. Recent Supreme Court decisions, like the case called New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Brune, have clarified that gun laws must be consistent with the nation's historical traditions. This has led to legal challenges against some existing laws, and courts are now examining whether current restrictions match what was allowed when the Second Amendment was written. If you follow the law and stay informed about current rules, your rights to own firearms are protected. But it's important to understand what is prohibited, what types of guns you can own, and where you can carry them. Always check for updates because laws and court rulings can change over time. If you believe your rights are wrongly restricted, you might have legal options to challenge those restrictions. For those who have lost their rights, applying to restore them is possible but not guaranteed. In the end, knowing your rights under the Second Amendment means understanding both what protections you have and what limits exist. Staying aware of current laws and court decisions helps you exercise your rights responsibly and legally.